The BC First Nations Justice Strategy, signed by the BC First Nations Justice Council and the Province of British Columbia, is a landmark document, carving out a holistic and collaborative path forward towards a more just and equitable system for Indigenous people in British Columbia. It was signed in 2020 and contains 25 individual strategies as well as 43 lines of action that address key areas of the justice system, such as policing, corrections, and community-based programming. The Justice Strategy recognizes the historical and ongoing injustices faced by First Nations within the justice system and aims to address them through two key paths. Track 1, reforming the existing justice system. This includes initiatives to reduce the overrepresentation of Indigenous people in the system and improve the experience of those who interact with it. And Track 2, restoring Indigenous justice systems and structures. This path focuses on revitalizing traditional justice practices and empowering communities to exercise self-determination in matters of justice. Today, we are thrilled to share with you Tracking Justice, a brand new BCFNJC resource that was designed and developed in partnership with MetaLab, a world-class interface design firm headquartered on Lekwungen territory in Victoria. The Justice Strategy has a massive scope and many moving parts. It's crucial for all rights holders, First Nations communities, Indigenous groups, community justice partners, stakeholders, the provincial government, and the federal government, as well as the public, to be able to track progress and stay informed. We need to create a space for storytelling in our work that everyone can find, everyone can navigate, and that everyone can understand. It is important that there is a commitment to transparency and accountability as we continue forward. It will serve as a central hub for information about the impact of the strategy and its implementation. Here are some key features. Get a high-level view of the strategy through the index, gaining valuable insight into each numbered strategy in chronological order and learn about each strategy's purpose on the fly. This is a great tool for training purposes and will support a quick understanding of the work that we're doing here in BC. Explore our work and the impacts of the Justice Strategy in a new way. Through the new search feature, you will be able to search and filter for strategies by both Track 1 and Track 2, as well as by keywords and tags. We took a new approach so that each strategy is captured and explained in a straightforward, accessible way. Each strategy is broken down into a challenge and a solution. The challenge section outlines the current justice issue impacting Indigenous people, and the solution section explains the purpose of the strategy and how it will fix the challenge. Each line of action within the strategy has its own section, where you'll be able to see the action taken in detail, as well as the current status that will be updated as the work takes shape. These current statuses will illustrate where the strategy and each line of action is currently at, whether it be not started, in progress, completed, or stalled. You can learn why the current status is set by using the tooltip directly below it. Gain valuable insight through a visual representation of progress by viewing a timeline of events. The timeline will chart the implementation of each individual strategy. As we continue to grow and carve out the implementation of the strategy as a whole, the timeline will be a place to see the historical context of how the work of each strategy is taking shape over the years we've been in operation and into the future. Tracking Justice will have a positive impact on several areas, specifically transparency and accountability. Tracking Justice fosters transparency by making progress information readily available to all. It will raise public awareness about the importance of addressing the broken justice system and advancing solutions that are Indigenous-led, and aligned with the greater work of advancing truth and reconciliation in BC. It will also educate readers on why the solutions are built the way they are. Tracking Justice will allow us to see the work and efforts not only by the BC First Nations Justice Council, but our partners, who are supporting us every step of the way. Tracking Justice will not only highlight their successes, but will emphasize areas where more partnerships and collaborations are needed, allowing us to seek out new connections and expand our network in various areas of justice. One of the most important and powerful elements of storytelling that you will see embodied throughout is led by prominent and enduring expressions of Indigenous law. A visual language created in digital paintings guides you every step of the way. These laws and visual languages were shared with us by various artists, community members, and creatives throughout the province. This visual language is displayed in our newly established Indigenous Justice Centers. This language is familiar, and this approach will continue to guide and inform the way tracking justice will continue to take shape as time goes on. As BCFNJC continues to transform a justice system that is failing Indigenous people, this website and the strategy as a whole will remain flexible. Tracking justice will be responsive and adapt as the work changes.